This is the Actor's Choice. I'm your host, Ron Brewington. Roll it.
You got it laminated, you hear that?
I heard it, Dave. I was there, remember?
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
How much wine did you have at dinner, sweetie?
Oh, leave a man alone.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Washington. And speaking of thank yous, that meal you cooked this evening, Mr. Washington, you
This
really...
guy's head gets him in the squad car, tells him we're taking him to the ER. Of course, the guy's drunk, out of his mind. He has no idea he's got a knife in his head.
But like a real knife?
Yeah.
You are that baby a knife!
So we get in the car. Walter's driving the siren.
Guy asked me for a cigarette. So I tell Audrey, reach into my pocket and give him one of my cools.
With a knife in his head.
I miss you, Walter. I miss those days coming up with you in the 90s. God. Great.
Californian, she earned 39 TV IMDb credits already, with many, many more to come. Folks, you've seen this lady because of the recurring roles she's done. Southland, 24, CSI Miami, and best known as Veronica Hastings on the hit TV series Pretty Little Liars. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Lesley Fera.
Hi, Ron.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you so much for coming
Pleasure
out
to
here
meet
today.
you.
Wow. Here it is Veterans Day and every nice,
I
warm,
know.
beautiful day in California.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Ah, that's what everybody says who's here. They don't care. Don't worry about the earthquakes, but we're here. What made you become an actress?
I wish I knew. I always just wanted to be on stage. I signed up for a talent show when I was 6 years old, and my parents thought I was from Mars. And just joined anything, spelling bees, anything from an early age to be on stage. And luckily they were supportive of my dreams. So, yeah. That's all I ever wanted to do.
That's all you never ever considered any other profession?
I think for a millisecond, law, because I joined mock trial in my senior year of high school, and I was pretty good at that. So I think I could have pursued that, and I play a lot of lawyers. So.
Yes, that's what I was going to say, it is.
But my first year of college at Cal State Fullerton, I ended up taking a lot of general education and theater courses that fulfilled that, that fulfilled general education, and had teachers that said you should really pursue this, and just was trying to decide what to do, and I thought I should do something stable and earn a paycheck and steady paycheck, but I spoke to my mom at the end of the first year. I said, what should I do? I don't know, law, advertising, journalism. And she said, if we had all the money in the world, what would you want to do? And I said, well, I want to act, and which we didn't, have all the money in the world. But she said, then you should do that. You should change your major tomorrow to theater. And so they were completely supportive of me following my bliss.
Yeah. I see you got your first taste of the TV film business in 1998 on The Third Rock from the Sun.
Yes, I landed 2 weeks prior to LA, 2 weeks prior, and I was very fortunate to have agents in Florida when I was going to grad school. And so they set up a meeting with Mark Hirschfeld. At the time, he was a big casting director, and I had a general with him. And then the very next day, I got a call and said, can you come in for Third Rock from the Sun? And I had just been in LA for 2 weeks, and auditioned and got the role and worked with John Lithgow, and it was a pleasure.
Wow.
Yeah.
An experience like that, I think, would tell people, I can do it. I'm in Hollywood.
No, it was definitely an affirmative. It was definitely, I'm in the right place, and this is what I'm meant to be doing. And I was very fortunate.
Okay. What else did you learn from that first role here in Hollywood?
To make a bold choice, because it was one line for the audition. And I just made a very clear, bold choice, and I got the role. And just be as specific as you can, and with what you're doing, and I was very fortunate.
Well, then, of course, there are the auditions.
Oh,
the big
yes.
A, as we call them.
Oh, yes.
What's your feelings about that exercise? A lot of people
I
watch
think it's
this.
evolved for me. I
Yes.
mean, it was certainly a different experience in my 20s than it is now. I think so much you can fall into the trap of really people-pleasing, and then you kind of give up your power in the room a little bit.
Okay.
But if you really just stick to who you are and you prepare and you go in, you just do your thing and you get out and you have somewhere to go afterwards and you have a life to get to, a very, full, rich life, then it's not, you're not as desperate, you're not as needy and in the room, and you do your thing and you get out. And so now I feel like I'm much better at doing that than I was in my 20s.
Got you. And when you say when you weren't in your 20s, I said,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
I thought you were in your 20s.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Ron.
I have to ask this question. When you're on the set, what's your favorite part of the set?
I think wherever the donuts are. No,
I'm with you. I want to go to the
I mean, I
food.
tell you, the only time I never want donuts in life, but when I'm on set and they're there at craft service, that's all I can think about. And if there's an apple fritter, I may even have a quarter of it. But no, I love Video Village. I love hanging out with. I love seeing what they're shooting and trying to learn as much as possible about the shot, or just being by the directors and the producers and kind of hearing what's going on. I kind of like being involved in that.
Got you.
Sitting over there.
Perhaps you might want to be a director one day?
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
I mean, I would love to probably do that someday.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's, there's a shortage of women directors right now. And,
There are.
Yeah. I'd like to see some good actors and actresses get out there and do their thing.
It's definitely something I would entertain
Thank you.
at some point.
Thank you. She's going to entertain that. Yes, yes. Who are some of the acting mentors that you've admired over the years?
Oh my goodness. I mean, it sounds cliche, but Meryl Streep is just wonderful.
Oh, yeah. Oh God, yeah.
I mean, she's stellar at what she does. And Robert De Niro, I've always loved.
Got a new movie coming out.
I know. I want
Yeah.
to see it. The new Scorsese film.
Yeah.
And there's so many though. There's so many wonderful actors. Patricia Clarkson is great. I love everything she does, and
Yeah.
there's so many.
Yeah.
It's hard to
Leslie
pick.
Fera, you know.
Oh yeah. I never watch my work.
You never watch your work?
Oh, rarely.
Why is that?
Rarely. Well, I mean, because I'll always think I'm never truly satisfied, and I think I always watch it and think, oh, I that could have gone this way or that way, or there's so many ways to take a scene and take a moment, or. But occasionally I'll watch because my husband sort of forces me to. And says, you should see this.
Is he an actor?
He is an actor. He's a fight choreographer too. And yes, so he sometimes will say, you have to watch this. But
Yes. Because the first time you saw yourself, you had to say, wow, look at that. When you were stepping on that screen.
yeah, it was great getting my first couple gigs and seeing myself on the screen. Yeah.
Okay. I also noticed as I was going through the research for you that shows me of the 39 TV film credits that you have now, 33 of those roles were on TV series.
Yes. Yes, a lot of TV.
Wow. Why
Yeah.
why TV series? Is it a get in, get out thing?
I think that's just sort of where my career went, and I just auditioned for a lot of TV and was cast in it, and it's been very good to me.
Okay.
So,
Well, let's go through some of the movies that you've had. 2006 to 2000. Okay, we did Third Rock. We did from 2006 to 2007. There you were on Justice.
yes,
Okay.
Victor Garber, who was lovely to work with.
Yes. You played a DA.
I did.
Jennifer Reese.
A lawyer.
Yes. another one,
Yet
yeah.
again.
Let's see. 2009 to 2010, you did 24. Another TV series.
Yes.
Played Angela Nelson.
Yes, those were
Okay.
good days.
Then from 2004 to 2010, 5 episodes, CSI Miami. That was an interesting role. You played a doctor.
A doctor.
What
Yes.
type of doctor?
Professionals. She was a surgeon, a I believe it changed from episode to episode. I know I did some,
Okay.
heart work, heart surgery, then brain surgery. I moved all over the place. They weren't really necessarily consistent.
Wow. Because speaking of, working as a lawyer, there's a TV show out right now. I just want to interrupt for a moment. It's on Monday nights. I've seen it. It's called All Rise.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it because I've been so busy with the play
Oh, I see. Okay,
right now,
okay,
so I
okay.
haven't had a lot of time to watch.
It's on Monday, which is Dark Night.
It looks really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't keep my hands off it. I've
Oh,
talked to
good.
people to see if we can get it to come on the show here.
Oh, great.
Because it just interested me so much to see a lady judge
Oh, that'd
here in L.A.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what she's doing.
And she's
Okay.
a lovely actress.
Yes,
so.
I've seen her work sometimes before. Let's see. 2010 to 2017.
Mm-hmm.
You were in this program called Pretty Little Liars.
Pretty Little Liars.
Yes.
Just that little program there.
Yes.
Yeah.
54 episodes.
Yes, that was quite a ride, quite a journey. It was wonderful. And we had the best fans ever, and just everybody connected with the show was fantastic. All the producers, all the writers.
Okay.
It was a pleasure to be a part of.
What kind of roles do you look for?
I really just like complex, complicated characters that have heart and that are challenging to play and that are varied. I really try to play different characters. If I've done one thing, I want to try something else and do something different.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have a lot of young people watching this show who they want to get into the business and they love to hear what you have to say. So here's a question for you. What was it like the first time you stood in front of that camera?
Oh boy. I was able to, it didn't faze me. I think it can faze a lot of people, but it didn't faze me. It is something to get used to. It's definitely different from being on the stage. And it is a lot of, having to hit your mark. It's very precise. And once they block for camera, you have to hit the mark and you have to go from A to B and be very specific and be consistent in action. If you pick up the glass of water and you sip it, then you have to sip it at the same point in every scene. That kind of thing. It's a little tough for new actors to TV, but you get used to it. It's just practicing.
Well, we call it camera panic. I teach broadcasting over at Santa Monica College, and we get a lot of students. I've seen students get in front of the camera and run.
Oh, really?
I mean, it's just a camera.
Well, it
Just the
is,
camera.
but it's to not be self-conscious of
Gotcha.
the camera. I
Exactly.
think it takes some time to really truly forget that it's there and zero in on what you're trying to do in the scene.
Right.
Yeah.
Camera panic. Wow. I see that you're doing this year so far. You've done NCIS.
NCIS,
Yes.
Los Angeles. Yeah, that just aired not too long ago.
Oh, that's good. Great people on there. One of my dear friends.
really
is,
great. It was a
EP up
really
there.
nice set. Yeah.
Good friend of mine, Charles Floyd Johnson. He's the EP there, one of the EPs there, and that show, of course, is about the Navy. I'm kind of prejudiced, if you will. I'm retired Navy, so I like to see it.
My dad was too.
But it's a great
I'm
show.
Partial to the Navy.
Any chance you getting back on again?
Not on this one. I don't know. I mean, there's always a possibility. I didn't die during the episode. So
Right, that's good.
As long as you don't,
As long as you don't die,
as
yes.
long as you don't pass away during the episode, then you have a chance. There's
Okay.
a slight chance.
Here's a wild, crazy question. Dying. How do you die? How does an actor die?
Oh, yeah, that's a tough one. It's happened to me. I actually, on an episode of Cold Case, I had to be dead for about 45 minutes underwater, which was probably the worst, the most challenging thing I've ever had to do.
Ooh.
And a scuba diver came and brought me air. Whenever I lifted a finger and came down, and I breathed, and they shot more of me being dead down in a lake. It was shot at the WB at the ranch, and yeah, that was the hardest death scene I've ever had to do, underwater for 45 minutes. Yeah.
The things that people have to do to
Yeah.
make a living. Wow. Interesting.
probably should have gotten a stunt woman, but
Okay. Now let's get caught up with what you're doing these days.
Yeah.
The Fountain Theater in Hollywood.
yes,
There's a picture
the
of it.
fabulous Fountain Theater.
There's a picture of that little guy.
Aw,
Yes.
yeah.
In Hollywood, right over there by the Scientology
going there tonight.
area. You're going tonight?
Yeah.
There's so many plays that go there. There's a lot of history in that theater.
So much.
And you're in there right now for one particular play. Can you tell us about it, please?
It's called Between Riverside and Crazy. It's written by Stephen Adley Girgis. And it's set in New York City. And
That Riverside, not Riverside, California.
No, yeah, not Riverside, California. Yeah, Riverside.
Wow.
In New York City, and it's just it's a beautiful play. Stephen Adley Girgis just wrote this amazing piece about these really complex, colorful characters, and about family and forgiveness and redemption, and it's filled with humor and it's also very touching. It makes you think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Why do people even go to a play?
I think it's truly a special experience for me when I go see theater, or just even in acting in the theater, when you have that relationship with an audience and it's live and you're seeing it in front of you, and you see, you're there for mistakes that happen, and you're there for just an emotional life that happens just spontaneously on the stage. It's just so alive and in the moment.
Yes.
And I think it's magical.
And I like those plays where the actor is right there. I can just reach out and touch him.
Yeah.
I like that.
I love that too.
And you hear the emotions and background effects and all that good stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I was down in that little section of Santa Monica over there last night, right near, it's in Hollywood on Santa Monica and not Fairfax, near Fairfax.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And just a moment, you just walk down there on a Saturday night. People are running in, coming in, smiling.
yeah.
Did you see that? Did you see it? Was that great? You know, it's just
Yeah.
really, you said, what is this? These are actors, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Actors at their best.
And that's really, it's just that special exchange with a live audience, and
Yes.
how every night is so different, and it really depends on the audience, depends on each actor's individual emotional life in that moment, in that day, what you
Yes.
bring to it from your entire day coming there to the theater, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just it's wonderful. I love it.
Where did the show's name come from?
You'd have to ask Stephen Girgis, but I think it's about what happens between his apartment on Riverside Drive and a lot of craziness that happens in the show. And I think I read something recently by Stephen McKinley Henderson, who originated the role of Pops
Yes.
in New York. And he said this wonderful quote about Girgis and about his playwriting, and he said, among the people that you might think are beyond and or maybe a little on the fringes of society, there's no one that is so lost or wounded, or that they can't be reached somehow. They don't have a spiritual life, and they
Gotcha.
don't have a spiritual core.
Got you.
And so it's lovely how he's written this show and given these people, like, that you might just at first glance feel like are lost or beyond, and they're not. They're so complex, and they're filled with love and heart and humor.
Can you give us the performance dates and times remaining?
We're running until December 15th. And we run every Friday night at 8, Saturday at 2 and 8 p.m., Sundays at 2, and Mondays at 8 p.m. There's 5 shows a week.
5 shows a week. Okay. Parking?
Until December 15th. And it might even go slightly beyond that. We don't know. And parking, there's parking provided. Parking that you can actually, there's plenty of street parking, or you can pay for parking
Got you.
in the lot.
Tickets?
Tickets are usually around $25 to $45.
That's not bad.
Not bad at all. Not bad at all. No, I just bought tickets at the Geffen, so it's not bad at all.
Not bad at all, yeah.
And they're going fast,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
yeah.
Let's take another look at that you and the cast in action. Roll it.
Got some good news too. Seems I'm gonna be a grandfather.
Hey, congratulations!
Oh my God, Walter, a grandfather? Finally! Oh, and Junior, he didn't even say a word.
So we just found out today, so you know.
Of course.
Oh,
What, I think on that joyous note,
Hey, Walter, could you spare a little more coffee? I could use some.
I really think we should let Walter get some rest.
It's a long drive back to Long Island, hon. Well, do you mind if Audrey gets me a refill on the coffee before we take
It's getting
off?
late, baby.
No, it's all right, Audrey. I like a coffee too, with a shot of cognac. You want a shot of cognac, Dave?
Just the coffee, but maybe just one more of those apple fritters. It's okay. I ate
I
another
said it's
fritter.
time to go, hon.
Audrey.
It's time to go.
Hey, no bickering on my account.
Oh, God. We came here to help you.
It's
I
all-
came here to help you.
It's
You would
all good, Audrey. Let your man say what he need to say. Got some
Ladies
good
and
news?
gentlemen, between Riverside to Crazy, we have in studio with us Lesley Fera, one of the stars of the play. Again, we wish you well. What's the next
Thank you
project for
so
you?
much. I don't know. I mean, this is my life until probably beyond December 15th, probably through January. So, and then God only knows.
Okay. My final question.
Mm-hmm.
How do you want to be remembered?
Oh wow. I think just I don't think it would be connected to acting at all. I think it would just be as a loving, generous person. That's what I would love to be remembered for.
As they say in the business, ain't nothing wrong with that. May I have your right hand, please?
Yes.
If you would, here you go. That's I give people $7 for.
Oh my goodness.
Good luck.
Oh, thank
And
you.
of course, the ladies.
Aw,
The ladies.
Ron.
Always
Those are
like-
beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. It's
Thank
a
you
pleasure
so
to have you here.
much.
Get you back again and talk some more about your career because you've done a great job all these years.
Thank you
and
so
more to
much,
come.
Ron.
Thank
It's
you.
a pleasure.
Thank you.
You're a
Pleasure.
class act.
My
Thank you.
pleasure. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.